Hello and welcome to another edition of Thursday Thoughts with Pastor Pat. I am Pastor Pat, the pastor of St. John's United Church of Christ in Weldon Spring, Missouri, and this is my weekly video blog and what I'm thinking on Thursday. So this Sunday is December 21st. Is the fourth Sunday of Advent, the last Sunday before Christmas Eve. The text is the first chapter of Matthew, verses 18 through 25. This is the Christmas story through the eyes of Joseph. In Luke, we read from Mary's perspectives. In Matthew records from Joseph's perspective. So I'm thinking about doing something I haven't done in quite a while. Quite a while, I'll just say. And that's doing a first-person sermon. So I'm gonna preach from the perspective of Joseph on Sunday. I'm not gonna wear a costume. I'm not gonna talk in a funny accent or anything like that. And yes, Joseph was probably a lot younger than me. So you may have to use your imagination a little bit. But I just wonder, what would it be like to be Joseph? It's such a strange situation to find out that your fiancée is pregnant and it's not yours, and to be visited by an angel. It's pretty amazing. And there's really little known about Joseph from Scripture. There's varying opinions on like how old Joseph was, and there are some schools of thought that feel Joseph was as old as 90 years old, and that Mary was as young as 12, which is beyond a little creepy. Part of the reason that some schools of thought have Mary so old relates to the question of how long was Mary a virgin. If you believe Mary was a virgin before and after the birth of Christ, and she lived and died always a virgin, then how do you explain Jesus' brothers, which we read about in the Bible? So hence Joseph is portrayed as being an older widow, and those children are kids from a previous relationship. And they sometimes they portray him as 90 just to explain why he was no longer interested in having relations with Mary. But if he was 90 years old, that is hard to explain then how he was still an active carpenter. It really makes it hard to explain how he was able to travel from Nazareth to Bethlehem and then all the way to Egypt, which you have to cross through deserts and then back. I think that's hard to believe, but I personally believe that Mary didn't necessarily die a virgin, that Mary and Joseph had their own children after Jesus was born. In typical Jewish marriages from that time, there wasn't such an age difference. So it was likely that Joseph was late teens, early 20s, probably more likely early 20s. And then Joseph isn't mentioned in the Bible after Jesus is 12 years old. Jesus turns 12, and there's an episode at the temple in Jerusalem, and then you never hear from Joseph again. He's not present at the crucifixion, though Mary, his mother, was. And so a lot of people believe that Joseph probably died somewhere before Jesus' public ministry began, when Jesus was in his early 30s. So Joseph was likely, in his mid-50s by that time, and certainly in that age was not unheard of for someone to die in their early to mid-50s. But Joseph is really one of my favorite characters from when you consider the whole nativity scene and the nativity story. I do love Joseph because Joseph was a stepdad, and I am also a stepdad, and I take that very seriously, and I have a special place in my heart for all the other stepdads, and Joseph is like the patron saint of stepfathers. And so I really feel a kinship to Joseph. So I hope you come Sunday morning and learn a little bit about Joseph from Joseph's perspective. And comment below, who is your favorite nativity character and why? And join us 10 o'clock every Sunday morning, either in person in Weldon Spring or on Facebook Live. I hope to see you soon. I will not have Thursday videos for the next couple of weeks. Take care. God bless. Merry Christmas. Goodbye.